So we have a guarantee that you should get all the updates on the phones. So phones that are 1 year old will still have, basically the same hardware capabilities as all the new phones. So we haven't seen any huge improvement in what's allowed on the platform. So you will have faster CPUs, but at the same time you will have phones that are released now with exactly the same specifications as these. So it's very safe to buy a device like this. This is a Samsung Omnia. You can get it for like 1995 SEK and install Mango on it. That will come automatically to the phone, and you have an amazing experience without having to roll a bank in the process.
Isn't that Asus even not sub-spec, but it's an even older generation?
So this is a developer phone. This is what we use internally to test stuff, and this is just a 600 megahertz processor, which is not even allowed on the platform. But this is really fast as well, so you won't see any performance issues even with a slower processor. But again,
they got GPUs as well, the older.
Yeah. So these phones you can get, for a bargain price today.
Good to know.
Yes, so that's a possibility. We will also try and make a few phones available as loaner or test devices for you guys. So we'll come back on that, so you can test your applications even if you don't have a phone. You can use the opportunities of sending out your app through Marketplace to private beta testers as well. People that have phones, we are more than happy to test your apps, obviously, as well, and give you feedback. But again, the emulator is really good. So that is really the phone performance integrated. So that will take you a long, long way.
Sure.
Okay, so last part of the day.
Yeah, I hope you guys don't have high expectations. I just had 20 minutes to throw something together, and I just reinstalled my whole computer, so I don't have anything to work from either. So I just did it from scratch with whatever brain power that's left now at 4 p.m. Not really, more like the Spark app, but less fun.
Sounds like what I'm making.
This is probably not one of those 1% retainable app, but I can just show you what it is and quickly go through how I did it, just to show you the easy things you can do without coding even. So I'll press F5. Running an emulator. All it does is allowing some dancing penguins. Sort of.
So you haven't put any code in there?
No, I'll show you how I did it. So it goes very fast. And it's pretty much what I did for the sketch flow, but here you have the penguins. I can make them dance. Just spinning the image. I can hide them. I can show them. So these are basic controls so you can, oh no. These are, I keep closing on. These are the basic things you can do. You can trigger up animations, you can trigger up states with the buttons, very much. I can show you quickly just how I did. Because with these few things, you can do more complicated stuff. So what I did, I choose new project. I chose a simple phone application. Let's call this dancing. Now I can also show you how to get stuff onto your phone. Here I changed the name of the application. Best practice is to use all caps on top. So write dancing penguins. And then for the page title, you use non-caps. So what I see here is my content panel. And I can add layout types in order to stack things. There's one layout type called stack panel, which does exactly what it sounds like. It stacks things either horizontal or vertical. There's grid, which I can use in order to make columns and rows. Canvas is like a div. I can place things out pixel perfect, depending where top and left. So it's different kind of layout types that you can use depending on how you want to place your content. Now I just want to stack my image and 3 buttons, so that's why I'm using a stack panel. And in my stack panel, I want to have an image. Go to my assets panel and look for the image control. Here it is. I can double click it to place it inside the stack panel since I have one mark. But before I do that, you see that my stack panel is only this small. I want it to fill up the whole space. So what I can do is right click it and choose auto size, and choose fill. So that means it will fill up the parent control. So now I'm marking the stack panel and double clicking the image control, and then I get the image inside the stack panel. And if I have the image selected here, I can go to the properties panel and choose the source. Then I can look at my penguins. Click OK, yes, and it will show up there. And I can make it bigger. I marked my stack panel, search for buttons, double click the button, double click it 3 times, make sure it ends up in the stack panel. Okay, double click the buttons to change the text. Tell it to dance, tell it to hide, tell it to show. So in order to make them dance, I used a storyboard. When I showed you to do animation with Sketchflow, that's just for sketchy projects. If you want to make animations for a real app, you use storyboards. So you click the little plus sign here, create a new storyboard. You give it a name, dance animation. And then you have a timeline here. And depending on the timeline, you can edit the different objects on your screen. For example, if I want the image to spin, I can first record a keyframe on time 0. So this is how I want the starting screen to look like. And then after 1 second, I pull that timeline to 1 second, I want the image to have spun. So I can go back to the properties panel and choose to transform the image. I can pull the Y to see transform. So after 1 second, I want it to have spun that much. I can keep going. After 2 seconds, I want it to have spun this much. You can also enter the number faster. And after 3 seconds, I want it to spin this much. And then after 4 seconds, I want it to go back to its original position. Oops. Like that. So I can preview the animation. Just open up here, like pressing play, and you'll see it like that. And it's pretty much like the animation when you do Sketchflow, but you do with the keyframes here instead. And you still have the option to choose this keyframe and choose the easing functions to apply to it. So it's pretty simple. And in order for me to trigger that animation when I click the dance button, I do like before, I place a behavior on it. But this time I'll place a control storyboard action behavior. I close the recording, open up, and drop that behavior on the dance button. And now I can choose what storyboard I want to play. I want to play the dance animation. And same thing for hiding and showing. It's like we did before, making states. So whatever you learn for the Sketchflow is exactly the same when you make a real program. So I'll create a new state group, display, create one state for hiding penguins, and one state for showing the penguins. So for the high state, I'll choose the image and make the opacity to 0. And the show state is already done. I'll choose the transition time, 1 second, and maybe an easing function, that one. So I can preview this. You'll see fade in and out a little. And same thing here. In order to trigger those those states, I pull out behaviors and drag it to the buttons. Go to state action behavior, drop it on the hide button. And in the properties, I'll choose when somebody clicks on this hide button, I want to trigger state hide. Similar to the show, I'll drag the go to state action to the show button and make sure that that will trigger the show state. Now I'm ready. I'll press F5 and we'll see it in the emulator. It should show the same thing as before. Now spinning penguins, hide them, show them.
I think that's worth an applause, right? You can probably charge $1 for that.
Yeah, sure. I don't know if I want to send this in. But I can show you how to put stuff on your device. If you go to create.msdn.com and register there, you get a couple of keys that you can unlock your phone. So after you've unlocked your phone, you can put anything onto it without having to go through Marketplace.
This is like jailbreaking your phone, except
But
you're a developer, so you're supposed to have access to your phone, and that's what this is.
So what you do is you start a program that will come together with your development tools called application deployment. I have it here already. And then you get to choose the device, and you find a SAP file. SAP file is like a zip file, but for phone programs. And you'll find the SAP file for each program in your folder. For example, I just created Dancing Penguin project. If I double click it and look in the bin folder, I'll see a SAP file here. There. And this is the file I should deploy to my phone. So what I do is to find that SAP file here. Let's see it here. Bin. And this is the file you can send to your friends who have unlocked phones so they can put on their phone. So I open this. I have to make up my phone. Oh, to open Zoom. Now the Zoom software is the thing that will help you put stuff on the phone, and this is also something that will help you sync stuff. So now that one. Oh. There we go. Don't know why my yes. Don't know why it's not connected. It is connected. Oh, I have an update.
Oh.
Now, adapt to Coleman complete. Now I don't have the program that Peter has, but you can see on my app list now I have the dancing penguin here. I haven't created an icon, so it has the default circle. If I click it, I'll have my penguin here. So you can easily distribute your app without going through Marketplace. You could just send around the app file.
Questions? Fantastic.
Fantastic.